I'm Peggy Huckabee, and I'm coming up on my 20-year anniversary of living in Fort Atkinson. And it's kind of a neat story as how I arrived here. My sister had recommended that I come check out Fort Atkinson because she had some friends here who turned in to be wonderful ambassadors for me to um, see Fort Atkinson. And I was really impressed when I first got here by how friendly everyone was, how active people were, and outside, because I was coming from northern Minnesota, so it was very nice. This felt like Florida. um, and when I visited the schools and I got to meet the people and the community, I was sold. So I had sold my house, quit my job, moved down here as a leap of faith, and bought a house, and have been very happy to be here. And this is the longest place I've lived anywhere in my entire life. So I do call Fort Atkinson for sure my home. I'm running for city council. I started getting involved in learning more about local politics and um, local issues on how a city is run, what things that we have here, because that's really only where we have our sphere of influence is in our town. And I think our city does a really great job. And I've been watching, how I'm getting caught up on some of the older meetings, but I'm very impressed with how conscientious the city is with how they spend their money, how they are our money, you know, and that I would like to bring my expertise and my experience in Fort to bear on the council. Well, my educational experience, I have an associate's in marketing, but I've always worked in accounting and small business management and some property management as well. And I think working for smaller companies, I've learned how to wear a lot of hats, so I have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. And working with tradesmen, working with people in the city, I've been able to see a lot of different aspects of development and cost savings and process. And I think it might bring a perspective to the council. As everyone talks about, it's the economic development, it's also the housing development, and employees. So all of them are interconnected, and you have to promote all of them. And it's tough to know how to get what first, So housing, if you don't have places for people to live, you don't have the employee pool, which means then you can't drive the industry. So I've been really excited to see the Ridgeview project that's going up on Banker Road, which is going to add a lot of housing. And the Planning Commission is very busy, and the Economic Development um, Commission is also very busy. So I think there's going to be some good things coming. I think our culture here is very, very attractive for families. And I think it's a great place to raise kids. And as our housing gets more and more developed, I think that's going to attract a lot of people. And I think the small town sort of community that we have and the amenities that we have in our city are just going to continue to grow. As we get more housing, it's going to attract more people, it's going to attract more industry. I think one of the biggest roles is continued conscientious stewardship of the tax dollars. I think it's also taking into consideration our 20-year comprehensive plan and getting us along that plan and making the decisions that see us through to fruition on that, and making the decisions, that will further that agenda. My greatest priority is also one of the reasons that I wanted to run for city council was I think there's a lot of frustration just nationally of feeling empowered that we make a difference in our communities, in our counties, in our state, in our nation. It also gives a false assurance that you're doing something, which behind our keyboards, it doesn't get anything done, you know. But getting involved on the local level where you have influence and you have some say in your community, coming out from behind our keyboards is where I think I'm going to make the biggest difference. And also encouraging people to get involved as well, because there's a lot to learn and there's a lot to know and there's a lot of really great things that are in the works. Mm-hmm. Well, I have a very outside view on that. I think I'll have a lot better answer or insight to that as I dig deeper and get more experience. I think that one's going to be pretty easy. We have a very good city staff of the people that I've met so far. And also, I think it's evident in when you look around our city, you know, and how things are kept. So I don't think that's going to be anything that's going to need any tweaking. You know, I think there's an established, really good relationship between the council and the staff. I hope to bring a perspective on especially our economic development and our planning that, you know, when I was getting my nomination signatures, a lot of what I heard was, and I'm going to back up a little bit. So when I was moving here in 2005, in my hometown, I was getting asked, why Fort Atkinson? Why Fort Atkinson? And now I'm getting asked, why not Fort Atkinson? You know, why not Aldi's? Why not Fort Atkinson for Aldi's? Why not Fort Atkinson for Walmart? Why not? You know, and so I'd like to know and be a part of a solution that is it, do we need to be a little bit more flexible? Do we need to be a little bit more attractive? Um, I'm not sure why not Fort Atkinson, but I would love to bring a perspective that helps to figure that out. Well, I am looking for the vote for April 1st because I think of a unique perspective from having not grown up here and also seeing the changes that have happened over, you know, the 20 years that I've been here. And I also really want to promote citizen involvement. I think we pretty much covered them all. I would just love to encourage people to check out the City of Fort Atkinson website, look at the comprehensive plan. Um, I did not have a strong understanding of the amount of planning and work that goes into, you know, we may see something being done on, you know, a road or the bridges and I did not have an understanding that that planning started years ago. And it's given me a fresh perspective and respect for the work that our city does.